let me talk about a whole lot of stuff. Okay. Thanks for being here. So we've been thinking through things as a church, and we've come up with this phases of reopening as a staff and through the deacons. We've looked at it, sent it to them. We talked about it in church conference this past Sunday night. And so these are phases of reopening. You should know that maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, we were in a different phase, and then we kind of retracted from that a little bit and changed some things around here. Including requiring masks and no congregational singing and stuff like that. So we've released these phases of reopening everything. And all these dates are tentative, but they are a pretty good guideline on what we're thinking and where we're headed. This is also going to be sent out in an email probably in an hour or so. Megan should be sending those links out to Cody's Facebook Live video tonight. And in that same email, this document, the phases of reopening, should be included in that. So you'll have a copy of this if you don't already. Currently, we are in phase 2, where we have masks required and no singing. But we're moving to phase 3 on August the 2nd, next Sunday, in like 4 days. This will include an 8:30 service that will require masks. And there's no congregational singing, and that service is going to be in the sanctuary. But at 9:45 and 11, we're not requiring, but we're encouraging masks. But we are going to start singing again, and those services will be in the fellowship hall. Phase 4, that's phase 3. Phase 4 was the next week, and that really, the marker there is that childcare begins, limited childcare for 0 through 4. But it says this on there is an encouragement of Sunday school gatherings or youth small groups outside of church. And that starts on the 9th. The availability starts on the 9th. Okay. So, and again, I'm going to try and make this as clear as I can and try and give you dates and try and give you a good outline on things and follow all this up with the document as well. So the date that we can get back to some normalcy as far as small groups go outside of church is the 9th. And I'll show you what our dates, our proposed and tentative dates are in just a few. So that's phase 4. Phase 5, we continue that 8:30 service where they're masked, and I don't know if they'll have singing or not, but that's still in the sanctuary, and that's kind of a different approach. And then there's a 9:45 and 11 service where we will continue doing what we're doing. But that phase 5 starts on the day after Labor Day, the Sunday after Labor Day. And that will continue childcare, but also begins and reignites Sunday school for everybody. So Sunday morning small group, Sunday morning Sunday school inside the church can begin again on the Sunday after Labor Day. I think the Labor Day is on the 7th, and this will be the 13th of September. Okay, so that's when Sunday school is going to reignite. And then phase 6, and that'll move all the way to about mid-October for phase 6. We'll continue to have that 8:30 masked service in the sanctuary, and then 9:45 and 11. Everything's optional. Singing's still going on. Childcare's going on. But then that October 18th, the reason that the phase changes from 5 to 6 is that Sunday school's continuing, and on phase 6, we integrate Wednesday nights again. So tentatively, we're moving as quickly as we can through the phases. Phase 4 on August the 9th starts Sunday school or small groups outside of churches, outside of meeting here. That's the August the 9th, allowing for that. The Sunday after Labor Day is when Sunday school begins again. And then the Sunday, the 18th of October, will begin Wednesday nights. Okay. And then phase 7, we're hoping for like January, where that is hardly any social distancing and maybe even adult choirs and Wednesday night dinners and stuff like that begins again. So all this is important because it kind of gives us a guideline of what we're going to do and where we're going, where we're headed. Okay. So in that, let me talk through some dates that I think may be prevalent, maybe applicable to us, okay, as we think through things. So We are going to begin Sunday school on the 13th. Those classes will begin again. So we're going to have teachers in place and leadership in place before September begins. I'll tell you about leadership and what leadership looks like and how you can apply and be a part of it. And I'll give you all that. I'll even give you some links in the video. If you're watching this not live, they'll be there. So I'll explain leadership stuff in just a minute. But we're changing curriculum this year and moving to something called Bible Studies for Life. And that'll be, these things I'm pretty excited about. They will be booklets that each student will get on Sunday morning. We'll probably leave them here, but they have opportunities for quiet times through the week. Some things that you guys can work on and be being discipled, working in with the lessons that are through the week. You're working and trying to figure out Jesus on your own. So there's that allows for that and encourages that. And I love that idea. So Bible Studies for Life is a curriculum we'll be using. And again, doesn't matter a whole lot to you students, but leadership is kind of where we're headed. And I'll show you a lot of that stuff at our first meeting together. Okay. Sunday night small groups then. If we can have small groups as soon as August the 9th outside of church, that means that we can kind of continue those small groups the way they looked a little bit on Sunday nights previously in July. Kind of begin those again. And I'd like to begin those again for 4 weeks until Sunday school continues. So I'd like to begin on the 16th. And I'm probably going to combine a few of those houses together because some of the groups were pretty small. And that was great. We wanted small groups. We didn't want large groups gathering together. The small group girls, middle school small group girls, may have been one of the larger ones. I taught that one week and loved it. We had a blast together. There were 15 of us, and Miss Leanne was out there. We were hanging out around a pool and talking about Jesus, but also hanging out, having a good time. Everything I was looking for, everything in a small group setting that I was looking for. But we had 6 different homes, and we may combine that into 4 homes, just looking at and the way they divide out. So we'll give you an update on that, and I'll tell you how that looks. But I'm looking at that from August 16th until the 13th of September, just 4 Sunday nights until Sunday school begins again. So that's the idea there, to do some sort of discipleship for 4 weeks on a Sunday night, meeting outside of the church walls until we can begin meeting inside the church walls. Okay, that's the point and the goal. Promotion Sunday then is September the 13th. That will be the day we promote up and get everybody back together here. We'll do a celebration here. We will have plenty of donuts and or fruit and or whatever else to celebrate being back together in some normal capacity. But that'll be the 13th, Promotion Sunday, September 13th. Again, Wednesday nights, we're going to try and get together again without the meals that we had continued last year. Wednesday nights, getting back together again, October the 18th, okay? October the 18th is what we're looking at. So there's a month gap between when we can meet on Sundays and then when we can meet on Wednesdays. During that time, there is a fall break that Newton County has put on a schedule for October the 12th. It's a Monday. It's just a one-day break for fall break. And what Chris and I had been talking about previously, as far back, I think is January, and maybe even before that, I think October is when we started thinking about it. We started talking about an FBC camp. How can we do things just for a weekend that we can get all families together if we want to, but also do a student ministry segment of that, really aimed at a lot of students. And so calling it Camp FBC. And a tentative date that we've got on this is Saturday the 10th of October through the 12th. So October 10, 11, and 12, we would go away to this this place in West Georgia, about 2 hours from here, and we would have opportunities to be together as families, but it's not necessarily a family camp. That's not necessarily the aim. Because we're not doing liftoff this year, it's just not going to be feasible for us to get all these groups together and get homes together, or even coming together here and worshiping in a bigger capacity and feeding lots of people. It just doesn't work into the way our church is kind of doing that. We're trying to supplement liftoff with this opportunity in mid-October. So liftoff may be going away this year, but we will repurpose, I think in a pretty cool way, an opportunity for this Camp FBC. And so what this will look like a little bit is, again, a weekend, Saturday through Monday in October, where we all go into this campground place. They have hotel-style rooms as well as dorm rooms, and students will be separated in a sleeping capacity from maybe the other hotel-style rooms where other families may be sleeping and being a part of the camp together. So it'd be kind of families in each hotel-style room, but students maybe in a little different spot, a dormitory style. But we got our own restrooms, we got our own sleeping capacities. The guys are on one end, girls on a different spot completely. And we would do things separately from the other people who want to do their own thing at their own leisure. And we would do things focused in a student-specific way. We may share meals together. We would all come together maybe for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and probably for a worship component in the evenings, and maybe around the campfire at night, sharing stories, worshiping in some capacity, maybe doing some things together at night. But a lot of the day, and even in small group capacities, we would have student-specific things. And there are even activities they have around the campgrounds. They've got archery, I think, and some other high ropes course, low ropes course, some other things that allows that we will be doing student ministry-wise in a separated environment. So we all kind of go together, and I'm not sure how many families will want to go, but we all kind of go, we migrate there. Students are separated in sleeping capacity. We worship maybe together, but maybe separate, do our own small groups and do our own activities, and either be together for worship or around a campfire, thinking through things at night. So together in some capacity, but separated a large part of it. Camp FBC, October 10th through the 12th is what we're looking at. Okay, just to give you an idea on costs, we're trying to make it as affordable as we could. Maybe around $70 is what I'm thinking. $70 a person for those 3 days. And that would include all meals. It include activities. It include the sleeping arrangements and stuff like that. So that's what we're looking at there. I'm pumped about that. Chris and I have been talking through that. I think it would be cool for our whole church to be a part of something like that. Again, not sure how many people would want to participate, but that is in a phase where we are back to some normalcy. And I think taking a trip and being a part of it in a separate environment would be kind of neat. So that I'm getting excited about. I think it's going to be awesome. So Camp FBC coming up soon. Would love for you to be a part. And if it doesn't work for your schedule, see what you can do. If Monday, if you're not out, if you're in a different capacity, if you're homeschooling, maybe it's more option. Maybe it's an option for you. If you're at a private school, see what that Monday holds on the 12th, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so in all that, I do need our leadership to help us think through mapping out the year again, mapping out what the potentials are, and just being a part of small groups again, and being a leader on Sunday mornings, or if you're a leader on Wednesdays, what that looks like. I'd love to talk through all leadership things very, very soon. I have a meeting that I'd love to do all together, all leaders in student ministry. I'd love to do it on a Wednesday night, August the 19th. We would meet with all the leaders, high school leadership team, and adult leaders. First, we would share a meal together. We'll do a meal in the annex. It would be COVID okay, maybe boxed lunches or boxed dinners for everybody, no touching of food, whatever it is. But do that in the annex on a Wednesday night, August the 19th, what I'm looking at, all together. And then after that, a side session with just the high school leadership team directly following the big meeting in itself. So I'll try and do it all together on the 19th, again, with a dinner that night. If you want to apply to be an adult leader, I want every adult that's going to be a part of our student ministry to apply every single year. I want them to reevaluate where they are with Jesus. I want them to reevaluate their commitment to being a part of leadership in our student ministry. And so we've got 2 fillable forms that I'd like for you to look at. If you want to be an adult leader, if you want to be in our leadership for student ministry at FBC, I'd love for you to click the spot where it says Adult Leadership Application. And again, it'll take you to a Google form that will send all the answers to us, all the responses. And then you don't have to have any, it doesn't take us meeting up together to give you some paper that you use ink, which I doubt many of you use anymore, but just a fillable form if you would. It walks through some spiritual gifts stuff. It walks through what are your giftings, what are your passions. Do you want to commit to another year to serve in a student ministry capacity? So thinking through that, it gives you the opportunity to opt out again, or opt in and get on the roller coaster of ministry as well. But there's also a spot for a high school leadership team application, and I've changed a few things in that. One of the things is your leadership would be beginning, the commitment would be beginning from September and running through next August. I'm asking you to commit for a year to be a student leader in our group. We do meet together. Last year, a lot of months we met twice a month on Sunday evenings, the 2nd and 4th, I think, Sundays of the month. We met at my house typically, but sometimes we met over dinner at the annex or over dinner somewhere. So those will change, and I'm not sure if it's twice monthly yet or not, but at least once a month, 1 to 2 times a month will probably be our aim. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. Any high schooler is able to apply, and there's some things on there that'll ask you in that form as well. Ask you about where you are spiritually, ask you about where you can be or where you want to be, and then how you maybe can be a part of what I want to see done here, how I want to see leadership happen. So I think some neat opportunities, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. There's also, like I say, for the adult leaders, there's a fillable form. There's also one for high school leadership team. So there's an application. I imagine it's going to take you 15 to 20 minutes to fill out the whole form. But man, I think I would love for you to consider being a part of the leadership, be a part of where we're headed and what we're doing. So I'm so excited to start getting back to being together. Like, ministry is super weird when there's nobody to minister to. Certainly we can minister to other people outside of the walls, but man, having your church family and ministering together, see you on Sunday mornings and be a part of Sunday school again, small groups again, seeing a Wednesday night gathering of people, man, that is something I miss a whole lot. So boy, being back together would be awesome. And I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad we have a plan to get back after it. All this, I mean, right now we're sitting almost August 1st right now. So all this is getting back to some normalcy within the next 2.5 months, August, September, and then maybe back to a good normalcy on Wednesdays, mid-October. So, oh boy, it has been a while. And so I want you to be back at it. I want you to come back to it. So I'll talk about a lot of dates, and I know you're not going to remember them all. We've also got some rising 6th graders that I want to minister to as well, and I want to think through some things. I want to talk to parents if I can. I'd love to have a meeting with rising 6th graders and their parents on a Wednesday night as well, August the 12th. August the 12th. Let's set that date tentatively. It's 2 weeks from today. I'd love to just talk through what student ministry looks like, what it's going to look like this year, what our plans have been in the past, and what a typical year may look like, what Wednesday nights look like, what Sunday nights look like, what Sundays look like. So sixth graders, rising sixth graders, and parents of those sixth graders, if we could meet together on August the 12th at 6 o'clock in the annex, I think that is the date I'd love to shoot for. Okay. So I've talked through tons of dates, and I know you're not going to remember them all. I will try and put them all in a document. We'll try and send it out in an email to everybody. You have any idea? That's a great question, Noel. Let me get to that in just a second. Great point. Any ideas on or conflicts right now that you see? Shoot them to me. Shoot me. I know personal conflicts are always going to come up. That's not an issue. But if you see large blocks of times where, hey, this is not going to work out, this fall break, even though it's on a Monday. I mean, that's all those things. If school calendars change, let us know those things, because we're planning as much as we can with as limited information as we have, and just trying to think through them. We will probably be partnering. Taylor and I have a meeting actually today about FCA at Eastside. We partnered with them all year last year, even fed breakfast every single Thursday morning. We had breakfast for the FCA at Eastside. And so we're thinking through those things and talking to FCA leadership really soon too. So think about those things. If you see any conflicts, let us know, okay? Great question Noel had. What about prayer breakfast? Don't know yet. I'm trying to think about ways that our senior adults, who we still continue to think about their involvement here, and how they can, if they want to jump in and serve, how we can do that in a way that they don't feel weird about a ton of people coming in and breathing or being around them so much. I want them to be careful. I want them to feel like they're safe. I don't know if we would require masks, if we would, until we eat or whatever it is. So prayer breakfasts are on pause for a little while. It's a great question. Maybe as we begin to reignite some normalcy, full normalcy in October, that mid-October, maybe that would be an idea. But let me talk to the ladies about whether or not they feel comfortable beginning again, reigniting those conversations. So Wednesday nights, I know we're not starting food until January, those meal type things. So let me look at that, and I'll try and get an answer for you. I love prayer breakfast. It's a really great morning for me. I get up early and come and get to talk to those ladies first, and then when students come in, I get to have some conversations there. We get to pray together, but then we also get to hang out as we're even driving a bus to school. Is kind of can be an opportunity for some conversation too. So I always enjoy prayer breakfast. I think it's a cool thing that Matt started some years ago. So let me look at those, and we will have some more conversations in that way. Any other thoughts? Like any other questions right now? Phases. So things we just recapping really quickly, and I ain't gonna go over all the dates, but things we've already talked about: phases of reopening, Sunday school curriculum, Sunday night small groups for 4 weeks in homes, promotion Sunday, September 13th, Wednesday nights coming back in October, a tentative FBC camp in mid-October, leadership applications, and then a parents meeting for sixth graders, rising sixth graders. So all that's a ton of stuff. Oh, and we're pregnant again. I say we, she's pretty much pregnant. There's that. But Brittany will be having a baby sometime this fall. I'd say probably around Jesus's birthday. That's the guess date right now. So if you see Brittany, don't rub her belly or anything like that. I guess you probably shouldn't do that anyway. Maybe it's kind of weird, whether she's pregnant or not. But so this is number 5. High five. So not sure. I guess we could find out this week, maybe if it's a guy or a girl. Maybe I should let people know that we're having a kid. I guess that's important. think she's 18 weeks along. So maybe we should tell people, I guess. Some people know, but some don't. And I guess we hadn't really put it on Facebook or anything. And nothing's really official unless you put it on Facebook. Right? So there's that. It has been, let me tell you really quickly, and I'll shut my mouth. It's been about 30 minutes on here. So let me tell you what I've been doing really quickly, and I know you may want to jump off. But where my mind's been the past 4 months or so, man, we've been trying to remake a pretty terrible live feed that we have on Sunday mornings. And just one of those things that it's like, I love the environment in here on Sunday mornings, but if I'm looking at it from a distance, if I'm looking at our worship services online, my immediate thought is, I'm not sure I'm going to go worship there just because of the way it sounded. And so my tasks, I like the past 4 months, is just trying to remake this entire thing, remake like how our Sunday morning sound quality is. So we are still in that process, but boy, we had to break everything down in the way we did things. And we've been reworking soundboards, reworking all the way the instruments flow into things and flow into the computer, and post-mixing sound and sending things back and sending it out on the webs, and just changing the way we do all of that stuff. So that's been in my brain, a worship component, but it's all been like this live streaming component. Really, really strange the past 4 months or more. And so we've been trying to rework all that. So my brain is all in live stream. And what's stupid is that I tried to start this live stream with the same things that we use in there on Sunday mornings, and I just didn't use the same camera, so it wouldn't let me reformat anything. I had to use a different webcam, and that takes a different component anyway. But what's dumb is my mind has been in live stream for 4 or 5 months now, trying to rework a whole lot. And I hope it's starting to sound better. I've figured out how to mix sound now, so we're coming a long way. I hope. But the dumb thing is that my mind's here the whole time, and then when I jump on here, it doesn't work. See how ironic life is. Yeah. So I certainly miss seeing you. This is kind of what life looks like as well. Me looking at a screen and talking to people. It's not as fun, I'll be honest with you. I like actually having conversations with people when they're physically in the room. That's always fun. So anytime you guys want to come back, I'd love to see you. Sunday morning too, at 11, I've seen a lot of some of our students coming back, maybe 10 or 15 this past Sunday, and I enjoy seeing them. I would love for you to come back and worship with us. Come on back. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, so there's that. Last thing I'll mention, I think, and this is just this is the secret thing in case you stuck around to the end. Yes, Noel, who would have thought I needed a media degree? I agree. I mean, gee, it's just whatever. The ins and outs of fun ministry. Anyway, here's the secret. You ready? We're all moving to the sanctuary. All the services that we have going to the sanctuary. I imagine the timeline, it's going to be pretty close to Wednesday night timeline. So if you stuck around to the end and you're trying to figure out when are we going to all be worshiping together in the sanctuary, it's just between us, but I think it's going to be right around the time we get back to Wednesday nights, mid-October. It's just between us. So see, if you stuck around to the end, there's a little something. All right. Man, thanks for jumping on. All 12 of you, 13 of you live. Hey, I'll take it. That's 12 more than I'm currently talking to in my office. So there's that. Hope you guys are doing awesome. I will try and clean this video up and put the links under it for applications to leadership and some more info, just fun info. I may even put a joke in there. All right. And just thanks for sticking around. You guys are the coolest. Certainly miss seeing you. Adios. That is Spanish.